What's good? Good morning. Uh, I feel like this most people understand this notion, but cannot wrap their brains around how deep the corruption and collusion goes. The corruption and collusion between the government and the elites, the ruling classes. Most people understand that these culture war nonsense divisive issues are a distraction from the real class wars. And yet, myself included, if you look at this channel, I've fallen into playing into the culture wars. I think as of recently, I've done much better at not getting pulled into it. But I've also just been posting less because for me, I can't post the same video every day, which is that the government is co- colluding with the elites to consolidate power and resources. I say that so fucking much, but that is truly the key message we should be focusing on. But because the propaganda is so sophisticated, so pervasive, because uh, people are so retarded, and I'm smiling, but it hurts. Like I'm on. This is what I do when I'm uncomfortable. I smile. It's not good. Like if I were to ever get like robbed at gunpoint, I'd just laugh and smile and be like, all right, whatever, fuck you. It would, anyways. Get on subject. Sorry. Uh, that's the message I want to preach, but how do I just can't make the same video over and over and over again. And for the most part, I am very much a broken record. And so that's one reason why I post less, and that's fine. But I just want to say it sucks. It sucks. Just looking around and seeing how divided people are, but then also how retarded people are. And I know I shouldn't use that word, and I should be more compassionate towards people. And that's part of my own personal healing journey that I still need to do, still need to work on. I just, I, I'm sorry for using the R word and calling people dumb, but what other explanation is there? It's so obvious to me. It's so obvious. If people, you can keep them fighting over stupid things like racial issues, which kind of what inspired this video are there's like two big cases going on, like racial sort of cases dominating sort of the mainstream, and there's always racial issues going on, but the two in particular, the Austin Metcalf thing, where a black teenager, Carmelo Anthony, murdered, should I say allegedly? It's not been proven. He allegedly murdered Austin Metcalf, but all of the evidence is very, very, very damning. And it was just a stupid, thuggish thing to do. But see, even that use of the word is going to conjure up culture war triggered feelings from leftist people, which is so unfortunate. And let me just sidetrack real quick. I was looking at the current dialectic, and it does seem, and I'm always harder on the left than I am on the right. And I think that's because the left is more manipulated. They have been more manipulated than the right. Although at this point, anyone who's still MAGA is equally as manipulated. But in general, conservative values, I believe, are what stand in the ruling classes, the elites, the government's way more than liberal, progressive values. And so the progressives have become the antagonizers. And the right are now the reactionaries, thinking of it from like a historical perspective, the Bolshevik Revolution. Um, reactionaries were people who maybe didn't agree with the czar and with the government, but they also didn't agree with the communists and the socialists, right? And so that dialectic is being repeated again. And I do believe they're trying to do another style of revolution. And let me circle back now to the racial issues, because that's what I think they're going to use. So there was the Austin Metcalf thing, but then in England there was the was his name Henry Nowak or something like that? Really fucked up case that really does want to make you get angry. But that's what the ruling class wants, is they want you to get angry. But another white boy murdered by a brown individual in a stupid fucking fashion. In like a just what would be the Pakistani, or he's Sikh, so what would be the Sikh equivalent to thuggish? It's still thuggish behavior. Thuggish behavior is not exclusively for black people. It can be for brown or for white or red or yellow. Let's continue to trigger people while we're at it. Okay. So now we've got these two big race war issues, and I think a lot of people. Oof. Hold on. I think they're going to use the left, as they historically have, to antagonize the right into, they want this civil strife, this civil war atmosphere, because it keeps us very divided and it keeps us from talking about the class wars, the real fucking issues. And so we'll probably see, I'm guessing the evidence is just way too overwhelming in both of these cases. We're probably going to see guilty verdicts, which is going to cause the left to erupt into, protest in the streets, justice for, the thugs. It's so wild, not that I love or support Gad Saad, but his book and his idea, Suicidal Empathy, he nailed it. He nailed it. The progressives have been so brainwashed that they're actually supporting like their own demise and their own destruction. It's surreal to watch. I'm not a conservative. I have some conservative values, but that doesn't fucking matter, because in a stateless society, my conservative values wouldn't affect you, because there'd be no fucking government for me or for other people to weaponize against you. That's the key that people just don't fucking get, and it really grinds my gears. It's not the left or the right are correct. It's the fact that the government is wrong. Period. Stop. The government is wrong. Anytime a group of people assemble and then make decrees and speak on behalf of others and then monopolize the initiation of the use of force, that's tyranny. All governments are tyrannical. And that's why it's so hard for me to have any conversations with people, because people just cannot wrap their brains around that. It is so, to me, axiomatic. It's just like self-evident. You just look at history. You just look at philosophy. You look at morality. It is not right for one man to say, I have a say over your life. I'm getting worked up, I'm sorry. Let alone for a ruling class to manipulate the fucking population. But they've been doing it for centuries, for millennia, and people just don't get it. And I don't know how to convey to them something that is so obvious to me. And that's my own failing, and I acknowledge that. Because if it's so obvious to me, I should be able to articulate it. But I'm failing, and I need to do better at that, which is something I'm going to work on. But while I'm working on it, I also just want to remind everyone that the culture wars are here to distract you from the class wars. The class wars being the systematic consolidation of power and resources, including humans, into this category of resources. Smart cities, corralling us, centralizing us, making us work these fucking 9 to 5 jobs and then gig work. And we are so not living in alignment with our spiritual sovereignty, but that's a whole nother conversation. The video's it's done. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you have some tips for how I can better communicate the tyrannical nature of all governments, please drop them in the comments below. Much love.